Hey, hey guys, welcome back to Snail Facts. Hopefully you can actually hear me. I'm going to talk about snails because I ran out of ideas. A snail is, in loose terms, a sheltered gastropod. The name is, by the way, this is just all a Wikipedia article. I am not making this up. The name is most often applied to land snails, terrestrial pulmonate gastropod molluscus. However, the common name snail is also used for most of the members of the molluscan class, gastropoda that have a coiled shell that is large enough for the animal to retract completely into. When the word snail is used in the most general sense, it includes not just land snails, but also numerous species of sea snails and freshwater snails. Gastropods that naturally lack a shell or have only an internal shell are most likely called slugs, and land snails that have only a very small shell that they cannot retract into are often called semi-slugs. Snails have considerable human relevance, including as food items, as pests, and as vectors of disease. And their shells are used as decorative objects and are incorporated into jewelry. The snail has also had some cultural significance, tending to be associated with patience. The snail has also been used as a metaphor. Someone who is not moving fast enough is slow as a snail. The snail is the same or similar shape as the Chotchleachleachla. Snails that respire using a lung belong to the group Pulmonata. As traditionally defined, the Pulmonata were found to be polyphyletic in a molecular study per Jor et al. Dating from 2010. But snails with gills also form a polyphyletic group. In other words, snails with lungs and snails with gills form a number of taxonomic groups that are not necessarily more closely related to each other than they are related to some other groups. Both snails that have lungs and snails that have gills have diversified so widely over geological time that a few species with gills can only be found on land, and numerous species with lungs can be found in fresh water. Even a few marine mish have lungs. Snails can be found in a very wide range of environments, including ditches, deserts, and the abyssal depths of the sea. Although land snails may be more familiar to laymen, marine snails constitute the majority of snail species and have much greater diversity and a greater biomass. Numerous kinds of snails can also be found in fresh water. Most snails have thousands of microscopic tooth-like structures located on a banded ribbon-like tongue called a radula. The radula works like a file, ripping food into small pieces. Many snails are herbivores, eating plants or rasping algae from the surfaces with their radulae, though a few land species and many marine species are omnivores or predatory carnivores. Snails cannot absorb colored pigments when eating paper or cardboard, so their feces are also colored. Several species of the genus Achantina and related genera are known as giant African land snails. Some grow to 15 inches. You know what? No, I don't want to talk about snails. If I know now that there's a snail that's 15 goddamn inches!